Yeah, I think we're almost. Well, hi, I'm here with Haley Scott and Dixon. And Haley is an owner of 2 of these beautiful sheep that you see here. And I wanted to ask Haley some questions about what does it mean to be a good sheep raiser or a good shepherd. And I was just wondering if you could just tell us what you do to take care of your sheep.
Yeah, of course. So there's like a huge process usually when raising sheep. Obviously, you first have to get the sheep first. And I don't know, you just kind of have a connection with them when you first meet them. You kind of just raise them up, and they kind of have like a special like non-verbal connection with, like how a lot of us have a non-verbal like physical relationship with Jesus. I don't know, I guess it's just really fun. You feed them, you get to know them, their personalities. It's not anything too special. If anybody wants to raise one, it's not as hard, but it is kind of hard.
What kind of things do you have to do every day to take care of your sheep?
Well, you have to feed them and you water them, make sure that their health is okay, making sure that they're on track for maybe fairs if you raise them for fair, or just in life in general.
Is that one of your sheep right there? Because it seems to want to come over near you.
No, it's those 2 over there, kind of hiding behind. They're kind of shy right now.
They're kind of shy, of course, because I'm a stranger, right?
Yeah.
What would happen if I weren't here, do you think?
They all probably would come out because they're kind of hiding over there, just kind of shy, wondering what's going on.
The sheep don't really like to have strangers around then too much, do they?
No, not really.
Yeah. What kind of things make them afraid besides strangers?
A lot of loud noises. They get spooked out for loud noises. Things that they're not really familiar with, like humans or other animals. There's some turkeys that live out here, and they kind of get spooked if they see the turkeys, or like any other animals that they're not used to seeing.
Right. Are there animals that would prey on them if they weren't here in your fence?
Yeah, most likely, like wolves or any coyotes.
How about dogs?
Yeah, dogs is another one too.
Do you have a sheepdog at all?
No, not out here, but I raise goats as well, and there is a sheepdog out there just to help kind of.
And that's a dog that's used to goats and doesn't hurt them. Yeah.
She's very kind.
Yeah. So would you say that that your sheep or your goats know your voice?
I would say the sheep don't know my personal voice, but they know the voice of like nonverbal communications. Like if I shake a food bucket, they all would come running. I trained them to know when to like stand properly, so I kind of would push on them and they would just kind of set up. But my goats, I think, since I've had them for a lot longer time, they do know my voice and know who I am, and they're more friendly, I guess, than the sheep. They're not as scared.
Yeah, cool. Well, let's go ahead and give it a little try with the feed bucket, because I think the kids that are going to watch this would really like to see the sheep come close to you.
Is there one already prepared, Mom? Did you want me to get it?
I remember I had goats when I was in high school as well. I started with 2 nannies, and one of them had triplets and one of them had twins. So I very quickly had a larger herd of goats than I expected.
So you understand that.
They're very friendly.
Yeah. I raise alpine dairy goats, so I use the milk after they've had babies for cheese and different other dairy products. It's really, really cool.
That's great.
It teaches you a lot of responsibility, especially if they are pregnant and you have to do things a little bit differently to take care of a pregnant animal, and you have to be there, especially when they have babies, because sometimes there is complications no matter even how many times they've done it. And I started off with like 3 or 5 goats, can't really remember, and it just quickly multiplied to like 13 within a couple weeks.
Yeah. It's quick, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how about the little ones? What do you have to do to keep them safe, because they can get out easily?
They could, but we have a very protective area for them. They're able to go and go into a feeder
Uh-huh.
that's like specially made for them, so they're able to go and hide in different spaces to protect them.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have the
Cool.
feed bucket?
Okay.
Awesome. Let's see if this works. Come on, buds. Come here. Come on. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, they really trust you, don't they?
Yeah. Especially if you have a bucket of feed.
Yes. Do you use, I see that these sheep are shorn of their wool. Do you make anything with the wool?
Not necessarily for these ones. These ones are for fair, so we do sell these ones. And they're really not meant for like producing wool.
Yeah.
That's a different breed because they don't.
I can see that they're getting a little pushy. So if you want to just go ahead and feed them.
Decided.
Yeah.
It's just an extra little treat.
Yes.
To them.
Showbiz animals. So you're not going to be able to show them in person, but online. The online auction that's going to happen, when is that?
That's April 6th through April 8th.
April 6th through April 8th. And I know people can go to the website bidcal.com. Are you going to be showing them and having them stand properly or during that time?
Yeah, we have pictures. There's not really much I can do, like video-wise, because I am injured. But we have pictures that a lot of the people who raise sheep and other animals of like different views of the animal, so people can go and look at it and see if they like it. It's not an actual show, because there are virtual shows happening, but the Mayfair is just putting on an auction, so I won't be able to see what my animal got placed with or anything like that. But as long as we're able to sell it and people are able to be supported, I think that's the fun thing.
Well, that's great. And I'll make sure that we put that on our website about how people can find out about buying one of your sheep or of the other young people, and that it's processed and it'll arrive at their home in packages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, bud.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Haley.
Awesome.
Really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you, all of you sheep.